We just went down there Friday, we went down to cancel. We went down,
I need to do a better job of using
it's
it.
supposed to be.
I did really good when I started.
Yeah, so I think next year is when we're
Calendar
scheduled to
needs
do
to be mine.
from Toledo to 97. And that's just short.
I don't know, I know, I was at a country club meeting and they said something about, we need to get water lines moved, but they.
It's just not in its head this year.
Remember, right now, they're a little bit delayed, but I don't know how long. But, you
So
know,
they
it's, you know,
doing a bunch of regrading.
well, I don't think we do it with grades, so
Anything.
there's gonna be, some of those roads are gonna pattern, up their lane.
Okay, yeah.
You know, to go up the hills, like they do out here,
Yeah,
and I know they're talking about doing some of that.
okay.
So if that's the case, yeah,
Yeah.
we have water lines, and they're like, you know. Get them signs up yet? State, get them signs up yet?
I said they're gonna wait until the intersection opens up. I think it's soon.
Yesterday afternoon.
Well, thanks for trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we went down the country. and then-
Wait for the thing to open up so somebody gets hurt before they get
Yeah,
hurt.
wait till somebody gets killed, then maybe.
Well, the one guy that's not,
It
I
was
guess, the
raining.
supervisor, you got him, you can put him up, you got him in our district. No, another couple inches.
Huh.
You just need some authorization from them, but really,
Well,
I would think just. the safety aspect, I would think that would be helpful.
Shower, I know. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of the vibe I was getting from the guy that said the other guy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I'm gonna say this, that doesn't change the price, it doesn't change it.
No, not at all.
It's a danger. If we screw that, well, what you got, try to fix it.
Get it done
At least
now.
put Band-Aids on.
And the kind of vibe I was getting is that the guy wants to be civil.
That's sure what you want to do.
And I told that other guy, if you want us to push a
Do you
little
have
bit,
kids programs in
we
around?
can push a little bit. Be a little harder and go.
I don't think that would be a bad idea.
Service, kids, Bible study, kids.
No, I think,
The kids sit with, yeah.
what's in your hospital size is next to nothing.
But
I mean, you know.
And they've already got them, sitting there.
They've already got them, so why?
And, you know, let's try to.
It's a dangerous intersection.
It's fine.
It is.
I think we're gonna go, you guys.
I don't know, maybe if we
Did they get your curiosity?
do something.
I don't know. Brady right now is there race.
I'm really glad.
We watched.
I told him I was envious that I've
We
been.
saw that guy fly over, turn forward,
I don't know if that's
and
gonna
snuck
get.
back
You know,
with
it's not
kids.
legal.
Might let them know we're thinking really hard about this.
And at that time, they were saying he couldn't feel.
Cause yeah, the guy said,
Really?
oh, we've
So I've
got
been trying to
signs.
find out, I mean, he's been on my mind since Friday night, so.
Yeah, no, I think he was sore.
I just
read something
yesterday.
Well, I agree with
on
you.
Facebook.
Okay, so,
Um,
and with winter coming, roads get
17-year-old kid, right?
slippery. They're gonna pay us stopping us.
those cars are cheap.
Did he lose the steering wheel?
Change that air, so it's not sound like it's doing anything, but it was on traffic, that's mostly accidents. Nope, I totally agree, so maybe something like that.
Okay, I've got 9 o'clock, we'll start our
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody.
public comment time with the pledge. Huh? Hey. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Comments, 5 minutes, we just speak one time, and I want to come up to the front of the room, and everybody have respect for people as they're speaking. Okay, we're open. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good morning. I'm Nancy Kearns from Union Grove Lake. And what I'm here to talk about, I'll give the background, is our area. These two gentlemen know that through Kurt, we rezoned our area in October of 2019 in order to establish nuisance abatement ordinances. As we've got quite a few properties at this point that are in trouble. The property I'm here to talk about today is one of the ones we started with 10 years ago, 2170 C Avenue, Garwin. There is actually, it's been in front of Brooke Heron and Chris Behrens for over a year now. There is a Tama, County versus Tony Vadahosky, who's the property owner. He is not living in the residence. This June 26th, the Board of Health, we have a policy, the Board of Health has a policy, and these are for you to keep. They will be meeting again, deciding on which contractors to come and clean up the junk, debris, and hopefully handle the wild animal problem that's there. What I'm here today to ask is that, since it's written in the policy that the Board of Supervisors takes care of hiring a contracted licensed mower, the weeds and grass is now outside of the authorized limits. It's like 10 inches tall. So that's what I'm here to ask, if you guys would go ahead and consider hiring. I think you have a guy, that's what, the last time that we talked about this, you have a guy that you normally send out to do the mowing. Are you aware of that? Bill?
I'm not aware of that, Dan.
That's how Larry had said it, but that was 3 years ago, so I have no idea.
Okay.
You know, maybe the county has a guy that they already use, which would be great, you know, because that's more than likely, I mean, and what the reason Brett Heron was involved is anything that you send out is gonna get assessed to Tony's taxes. That's how he'll end up paying for it, county pays for it initially, and then Tony will end up paying for it, so. And then my question to you folks is, do I need to provide anything else, or does the environmental health guy need to provide anything else to you to hire the mower, to contract somebody?
Is environmental health, is he the one in charge of the weeds, or
No.
would that be
That's a weed commissioner.
our weed commissioner?
Okay, so that must've been who Larry was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in that policy, it specifically says weeds and grass is Board of
Yeah.
Supervisors, so that must be who he was talking about.
Yeah.
So then do I need to do anything further to provide anything to you guys, or do you just get a hold of the weed commissioner and they take care of it?
We'll probably have to get a hold of Dirk.
Yeah, we get hold of him,
Okay.
and he'll come up and look at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then if
And then-
there's any questions about the posting, the nuisance actual problems, Chris Behrens has been doing all the posting, and it's already ruled through the county court that Tony's in violation.
Okay.
So that's already all taken care
Okay.
Okay.
of, so.
Is there junk, you say there's junk there to clean up too?
Yes, and, now that does fall under, environmental health
Yes.
guy.
Oh, okay.
So they're hiring, he's gotten three or four bids at this point in time. Just like anything else, I'm trying to guide him, is probably a bad term, but I would prefer not to see residents be hired to do the work. It should probably be a disinterested party. And the reason I say that is, you guys can all imagine living in your neighborhoods. You go out and you start cleaning up somebody's property, one of your neighbors sees you and comes over, well, why don't you do that while you're here? Well, why don't you do that while you're here?
Yeah.
I think it should be a disinterested party. That way they're not answering to each other out there. And I also don't want this, we've been working on this a long time. I don't want this to look like the residents rezoned this just so we could make money on it.
Is this a building that had a lot of raccoons in it?
It does have raccoons
It's the
in it.
one, yeah, that,
It does,
Then you
there's.
have to get, somebody to take care of them guys.
Yes, and that's gonna get uncovered when they start pulling this junk away from the house. And that's another reason we need to use a licensed contractor, is the liability involved with this. I got a hold of the guy that does nuisance abatement in, Marshall County. Actually, I got a hold of the guy that knows the guy, but I called him and he said, yeah, they're well-versed, they know how the county works and all this stuff, so. That's what I'm pushing for, is that we use people that have done this kind of work before. I think that makes sense. Now, I heard you say, so is there anything else I need to furnish you guys before you go forward?
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
Laura?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
No.
We'll
She's
talk.
just letting you know they've done all the steps as far as they can go now.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. Then the next is, since I only get one time on the podium, I wanted to ask you a question. There's two pieces of property in Gladbrook that are displaying profanity. You guys probably have already heard this.
I haven't.
Okay, it's a poster in their windows of their homes that say expletive Biden, okay? And I get it, I understand. I guess I'm just gonna ask, is there any obscenity laws in Tama County that need to address that? I mean, it's visible from the street. Iowa code reads you can't exhibit anything like that, even on your own property, if a minor can see it. And that's my issue, is minors can see this.
Trevor, one of our deputies is right back there, maybe he can help answer that.
Okay,
So one of the major issues is the Biden flags that have been going around, it's First Amendment. You cannot tell somebody that they can't display that's the speech.
Right.
We cannot even go there and tell them.
but even though Iowa has code,
The Biden flags, we get complaints on that all the time, and it is a First Amendment.
Wow.
Constitutionally trumps state law.
Thanks, Trevor.
yeah, okay.
Thanks,
Well,
Trevor.
that's the
Yeah.
answer. I
Oh,
guess I
my.
go to the congressman.
Yep, there we go.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Can they post it in their backyard?
They fly down their flag.
These are in their front windows,
yard.
facing the highway.
Is it in town?
One's in the county and one's in the town.
Does the
So,
town have laws?
nope, I've called the mayor
Huh.
twice. I don't want my grandchildren seeing it, you know?
Yeah. Public comment, Bill, would you like to?
Oh, I just,
Okay. Bill had talked to me about mowing that property.
yeah, I
Because
live
he
right,
mows part of it already.
Tony's yard adjoins my yard. I've mowed it for 20 years. I've been able to, probably not to mow, which I should have done, but I can't stand to look at the mess. And a lot of people driving by think it's part of my yard, and so I've mowed it, and mowed it, and mowed it. I've tried over and over and over again to work with Tony to pick up the property and get things done, and to no avail. I guess the reason that I bid cleaning it up and I bid mowing it is because my property is the most affected by his property, because it sits right in front of my house. I look at it every day, and several years ago, I thought about selling our property, and I had a realtor look at it, and she said, well, it'd be worth a lot more if that wasn't sitting in front of you. And so, not only my feelings and my wife's feelings, but the value of my property is directly affected by the mess that he has. And I would like to clean it, because then I know how it would get done. And it's not, my cleaning it is not affiliated with Lake and Park Holding or anybody else, just that I wanna get it done so that I can, you can smell that property from my driveway in the summertime. If it's 90 degrees and humid, you can smell it. It's that bad. And I know that's not an issue for right now, but the house itself inside, the house itself needs to be addressed. It's a health hazard. But I bid cleaning up the yard, and I would continue to mow the yard for however long. I've given Bill a bid, and I've talked to Chris Behrens about the yard. He has a bid from me, and I would like the opportunity to do it. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.
Yeah, that house needs to be just.
Absolutely.
I've been by it, I've looked
Yeah,
at it.
I wanna talk to the, I don't know who I even need to start with, but I'd like to start with the assessor's office.
Yeah, does he pay taxes on it?
Yes, he does.
He still pays taxes
Yes.
on it?
Yep, unbelievably, yep.
That's.
That was the first avenue that I tried.
Seems like something that he's taking care of.
It is.
It is, it's just ridiculous. But, you know, once you let one property go down, you know, we've got 5 more right in the wings right now. So, yep, it's terrible.
Laura Wilson.
Supervisor. First of all, Richard had something come up, so he couldn't come in this morning, but he did ask me to follow up with last week. He requested that you add to the agenda the, criteria that you were planning to use to review, zoning applications and adjustment applications. And he was just wondering if you could explain why you decided not to add that to your agenda, to give that information to the public.
We didn't really discuss it, did we?
No.
Which is why I asked you
don't-
to add it to the agenda, was so you could discuss it. Is that something you'd be willing to add for next week, so that people have an idea of, you know, what you're thinking of when you're reviewing this, or how, which direction you might go, or have you already made up your mind to
Do
something?
we have a criteria, or
I don't know, I don't know if there's a
Right,
criteria.
job.
I don't know there's really a job.
job description?
Is that what you're looking for?
Well, just what you're planning to use. I think the last time it came up, you had just said common sense and people that you liked. Whereas all the state requires is that you don't live in city limits and that you're a resident of the county. So we're just wondering if you're looking for anything between common sense and resident of the county that doesn't live in a city. So,
I wouldn't be.
and then also, would you be willing to like do interviews, or, you know, are you at least reading through all the
Best fit,
applications?
probably.
Well, I'm sure we'll probably do
Yeah.
interviews.
Okay. See, I
But we
mean,
haven't talked about it yet.
if you just pick people that you know, there's not gonna be much variety or diversity on the group, so. If people are interested, I think it'd be worth at least talking with them to see what they're planning. And then you had said, today's got, the agenda's got public comment change. You had mentioned possibly starting it at 9:15, you didn't give too many details on what you were thinking, and I don't see a resolution today. I didn't know if you were planning to still have the department head work session start at 8:30 and then it'd be a 45-minute work session, or if you're gonna cut that down too. In the year that I've been coming here, I've only missed a few weeks. I only recall 3 to 5 weeks where somebody has come in to talk to you during that time. And if you count the weeks I haven't been here, that's a maximum of 10 weeks out of 44 that anybody has utilized that time to talk to you. So I don't know that cutting down public comment time to increase your department head work session time is a valuable use of time for anybody. And, you know, if you just don't like the silences we've offered, you know, allow us to speak more than once if everyone has spoken once, so that more topics can be discussed or rebuttals can happen. I would really like you to reconsider that change to shortening public comment session, as we have so many contentious topics in the county right now, and a lot of people are concerned. And maybe they can't all make it every week. Last week was a holiday on a different day of the week, so people couldn't come, but some weeks more people may be able to come, and it'd be good to have that time available. And then just on a personal note, I think it's a great double standard that you would not allow me to stand or sit there, but you don't mind when Larry Best or Garrison does it, so. I think it's gotta work on double standards in public image in certain areas of the county. Not just in how the room's conducted, but in also what you're portraying to people. Thank you.
Oh, Bill?
Yes.
When I spoke here like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I asked, you said you weren't gonna talk to us. So I asked you, when will you talk about what I've asked? And you told me that you guys would discuss this prior to the meeting the following week.
What was it you asked?
That was what I asked, is when are you gonna discuss it if we can't talk to you? And you said you would be discussing it at 8:30 prior to the meeting. So if Richard asked you to do something, then why didn't you discuss it this week prior to the meeting? That's what you guys said, all three of you said that.
Because I suppose we just didn't feel we wanted to put it on there.
You didn't wanna discuss it or anything.
Well, you guys haven't been discussing anything unless it's been asked to follow up. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in on Nancy.
No, you're fine. And so you've changed the rules to only 9 to
Going to, yes.
You're going
Hopefully.
to, you haven't done it yet?
We have not done that.
Oh, okay, hadn't heard that.
It's on the agenda,
For today?
yes.
Oh, okay, and why is that?
To change it to 15 minutes,
Yeah,
because we feel that we need to cut it down to 15 minutes because there's not much speaking going on.
That's only 3 people.
but, and you can only talk 5 minutes?
Yes.
And you're being timed? But then she's standing up, I realize she's talking about something different, but the rule is the rule, right? Her buzzer rang 2 or 3 minutes before she sat down.
I did not hear the buzzer, I'm sorry.
She did, she shut it off.
I'm sorry, I'll let it go longer next time then, I'm sorry.
So what is it? Is it 5 minutes or what is your rule?
It is to be 5 minutes, yes.
Okay.
Well, Nancy didn't go up front, but I suppose that's the rule. So,
Oh, sorry, I didn't go up front.
you're bad, Nancy, now you're gonna get an F, or maybe D minus. A couple of things. I certainly do empathize with the Gladbrook Tony somebody problem, because we have the same problem when solar panels and turbines and transmission stations and all sorts of substations and fiber optic stuff and all the other junk goes in all around us, which, you know, it's not there yet because that would be a visual, and then everybody in this town would realize that, oh my God, it looks terrible. We have to put up with that for the rest of our lives till we die. Now we can't sell our property. Yeah, that's probably why they're not there yet. So I certainly empathize with that Gladbrook situation and any other junk situation in any town. So I don't think you guys should protect a town if you're not gonna protect your people out in the county. That's just my opinion. I mean, you guys are county supervisors. She should be talking to the city people and I don't know, maybe don't talk to anybody.
We're not incorporated, we don't live in Gladbrook. Gladbrook was the upset of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the lake is.
They get my
county.
point though.
Yeah,
I mean, you're asking for
We had
protection.
to rezone.
And we've been here for a year asking for protection, and we've been told now we're gonna get 15 minutes instead of a half an hour. So anyhow, we all have the same problem of stuff going up around us with wild animals that are going to love traipsing on through there, and we can't even shoot them because so many of them are protected. I have that problem out at my house all the time, just because I have a diversified farm operation. I've got varmints everywhere, and I'll bet Jason's gonna get varmints everywhere too, because boy, coyote, all that junk, they just love to come in and eat. They come in for water, then they eat. I have been asked to present a question about the cemetery at the juvenile home. Is there a existing cemetery at the juvenile home somewhere on that property to the
Well, not that I know of.
east or?
Wood one.
No, not that one, because I asked him specifically. It's a 90-year-old guy who swears up and down that his kid is buried in a cemetery on the juvenile home property. So he wants to know where that cemetery is either A, gonna be moved to, or has been B, moved to. So that, I know, is that weird or what?
Yes.
That might be
Yeah.
something you would want to check into.
And talk to the city about it.
That would be a city problem.
And that already may have been moved, well, it's so big, the juvenile home is so big, that I don't know whose problem that is. But anyway, that might be an ongoing question just to, yeah. And like, ask Kendall Jordan, is that who to
Yes.
ask?
I would.
See if there's a
I would think
cemetery there?
Kendall,
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause he's the
I mean, it would make sense, because
supervisor
it's,
over the.
like the county home, I mean, a lot of these private places have their own cemeteries for unidentified or, yeah.
I had never heard that.
I've
That-
never heard it, but it doesn't mean that it's not true.
I get it,
Yeah.
yeah. And then this might be a question for, Ben when he comes in here, but on the ditches, so you guys are going around mowing the, shoulders. Are you also gonna put your blade down and go in and get all the junk out of the inside eventually? And why would that
Off
be?
of, off of
On the
private,
gravel roads.
off of private property, like go on the fields.
Oh, no, on
You're talking
ditches.
ditch.
Right now you're doing the shoulders, and then are you gonna come back in and put your side wing down to go down and mow on the inside of it too?
They make 2 rounds, I believe.
On the highway. One
No,
on
I'm
the-
talking
one
about
on-
gravel roads.
One on the gravel road.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's one pass.
So, can
No,
they
you-
just not do the shoulder and the side wing at the same time? Give all
Bill
that,
used to run mower in the county, Peter,
I,
so.
yeah.
say that again?
Bill used to.
I used to
mower
run a mower for
For the county.
Okay, and
It's one pass is all you get.
just shoulder.
On gravel.
Yeah.
Did you used to do down, I thought,
On highways.
but not on gravel?
No.
Okay. That was another question that several people have wanted to know about. So you're not gonna do a second pass with the, okay, all right, thank you.
I don't have anything real prepared.
I think people are taking pictures of you.
That's okay, and she's a trainer. I don't have anything prepared. I would really love some answers. I would like an update where we're at with solar draft management. Can you just give me a nugget?
Still waiting. Those ads ever been in the paper? They haven't finally went on. We give them 2 more weeks to send, ideas into us. When we're
So
going on.
you're still in the data gathering phase?
Yes.
Even though it's been a
Because
month
we
since.
canceled the other 2 meetings. We give people.
Even though it's been a month since that public solar meeting, you're still gathering data? Really? Okay, so estimated completion date?
I don't know.
When is they up to done?
Public hearing set, right? We don't have a public hearing set yet, until they got their
Yeah, they said no more public hearings when you reach,
Information.
so
update.
So we,
I thought you had your data and you were.
Well,
going to proceed.
We're collecting.
we were gonna run ads in the paper for 2 more weeks for people that didn't make it to the meeting to send in anything they wanted.
So
And
that
then
would have
we'll
been 2 weeks published in the paper.
publish in the paper, yes.
And that went out Friday, last Friday?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just wanna reiterate that I feel the county is in such limbo right
Yeah.
now. You know, I just feel like I have to do everything I can to protect my home and my investment. I stand to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know. And I guess I'm thinking, you know, why does a foreign-based company have more rights than I do? And I've supported this county for over 40 years. So that's my ditty on that. Regarding public comments, it's 9:25 already. I would encourage the board to maybe do a range here, 15 to 30-minute public comment. You know, last week, not a lot was discussed. We could have started your meeting at 9:15 already. So rather than set a real specific time limit, I would encourage you to go with a range, 15 to 30 minutes. Some weeks, there's gonna be a lot to discuss, especially when this second draft comes out. Other weeks, not so much. So, and it's awkward sitting out here, as I'm sure it's awkward sitting up here. So at least give yourself a little bit of leeway, okay? And some weeks when there's not a lot of people here and nobody feels the need to discuss anything, cut it off at 15 minutes. But it's almost 9:30 and there's probably some more people that are willing to speak. So at least give yourself a range so that we've got some viable options here. Okay, thank you.
I just have a question. The zoning board, as I understood it, was a board that should be accumulating information on ordinances that we can use, that you guys can approve and use their ideas, not only for wind, but for solar. Why, you guys, and I appreciate you had the meeting at the Running Center to set up, to get information on solar. Why isn't the zoning board doing some of this? Why don't you utilize what you have, what the county has, and have them help you? Why do you why are you taking it all on yourselves? I appreciate you doing it, but you could have some more help from the zoning board. Why aren't you utilizing that?
I'm sure we'll utilize them when we get closer to formalizing the ordinance.
But couldn't they have ideas for you guys?
Well, sure, they'll have ideas, just like you folks do.
But it hasn't, the zoning board, as far as I know, hasn't met.
But we've just been collecting ideas, opinions, what everybody has.
Shouldn't they be doing this? I mean, why put it on yourselves? You've got a ton of stuff to be doing, and that's, I thought that's what the zoning board was saying to do. And that's my
Oh,
question.
yeah, but I think when it gets closer to making decisions on how we're gonna decide exactly what the ordinance is gonna be, they're gonna have to become involved.
Okay.
Right now, we're just getting everybody's public opinion, what they think, what they want. And then, you know, we're gonna do the best we can.
And when you get to the point where the zoning board could be involved, do we have a board function?
We've got a 3-member board
We're
right
gonna
now.
have a 3-member board right now, and we're gonna have to get, we're gonna have to get a couple more people on there.
And so, when do you anticipate having a functioning board?
Laura, is it, have we
That
advertised?
was in the paper on, supposed to be in the paper on Friday also, which I believe it was.
Yeah.
And I think they have 2 weeks to.
Yeah.
turn in.
Okay,
So we'll have to get a couple more people to serve on that.
well, I think you have some people that have submitted their names.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, I have 9:30, we'll start a regular meeting. Can I have a motion to approve last week's minutes?
I'll make the motions.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
Been moved and seconded to approve last week's minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ben?
Good morning.
How's it going this morning?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Good. You're good stuff.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sit around now.
No. Got a few, DOT, agreements. We got one here for, which one is this? This one was for, US 63, the different, intersections that we got going on up there.
The paving approaches.
Yeah, paving approaches, take this one. And then this one, no, this one's the paving approaches. That one's, the DOT is going to buy right away, and then it gives them the, They're gonna buy right away for us and then put it in our name. It's for, a turning lane up there on, or south of, Tama there. And then
Oh.
this one's the, highway 60, highway 60.
Three.
Yeah, highway 63, one.
Okay.
That was done a little while back, but we didn't have, there wasn't an agreement, signed on it.
This is Northern.
Yeah, Northern Tama, so. Yeah.
In the middle.
Oops. Okay.
And also have a utility permit, they're just, mostly they're using,
What we got for date? 6:00.
what I got here is just a utility permit that, from, Northern Natural Gas. But they're not dating, it's all outside of the right of way, but they're gonna be working within the right of way, so they wanted to, yeah, we gotta, won't be doing some maintenance and stuff in. You guys. Yeah, no, yeah, blades are out with the moisture we got over the weekend, finally got some water. Dirt patcher's out, getting more spots patched,
Thank you for getting out on it.
yeah, yep, got that one on 340th.
Sorry, here you go.
And then, we just started, 10-hour days this week. We're gonna start a regrade here on 270th by F Avenue here probably tomorrow, cause everybody's out blading right now.
But it really needs it, the roads are really getting washboardy.
Yeah, so,
So you guys just set that blade down, get them out of there.
for the Toledo Bridge, they drove the east abutment piles, and this week they'll working on putting more piles in for that, and then doing some brush cutting there on, Business 30, so west of the bridge. So they're doing that to kind of, with the less traffic, it's kinda nice to get that cleaned up. Because Tim was wanting to do that before Greg Wright came through, kinda.
You know what you guys did up north, like on a day like today, did you guys have your, guys go out and use their, scarifiers on, get some of these potholes out, or you just try to grade them out? I didn't know what your policy was. I just think the potholes are deeper than rumble strips even or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you get some moisture like this, I think you really should get those guys out there with the scarifiers
Yeah.
and attack that one area and then they can pack it.
Yeah.
But I can't get the blade guys to, I tried even when I was working for the
Oh,
company.
gotcha.
But I don't know how you guys did it up there.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't do a lot of
Yeah,
the
okay.
kind of telling people, I was, as assistant, I didn't really handle
If
that.
that's
side of
something
things,
that
but
you,
yeah.
if that's something you agree
Yeah.
with or whatever, let Tim know, would you please?
Okay, yeah,
I agree with Kurt, you gotta dig the potholes up.
yeah.
And now would be an excellent time to
Yeah.
dig them up,
With moisture.
Yeah.
moisture, pack them down,
Yeah.
eliminate them.
Yeah.
If you just throw some rock in there, it's gonna dig.
Well, it's gonna do what.
With those washboards, I think I can blade them out, don't you?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Those can be done. And then I also have, so, I printed off. Oh, it still says May. Okay, this needs to say June, so. I was given two different ones for the 4 10-hour days.
Okay.
And I changed the date to be June 5th. On one of them, but then the construction technician, I had said it during the board meeting, but it was just missed, that we need to
Okay.
get that, the construction tech wouldn't have the
Yeah.
410s, so.
Do you have a house spot in Tyler yet?
I don't have a house spot.
It's God's country up there.
He's living down south of the river, he likes it down there.
We're,
Gonna buy a Garland.
we'll be looking around. We haven't really got there yet. Just sold our house, so it'll be a while yet till we.
Just keeping the pressure on you.
I know.
Yeah, we got South River, I don't think we'll go back the other
Yeah.
north side.
Yes.
Someone did say to me, something about, 'cause the Deer Creek Bridge there, about possibly putting up, signs, closer to the like closer to the intersection, cause someone wanted me to say something about it because apparently they didn't know it was out yet, and they started down there and didn't see it till they got closer down there. So just wanted to know about possibly a sign or something, closer to the intersection.
The
That's the
63
Toledo
and
one, yeah.
old, business 30.
Toledo
Okay,
intersection.
That's the
You
one
know,
you were
like
just
road closed
talking
ahead
about.
or
Yeah,
something.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people head that direction and then it's like, oops.
Yeah, so
Well, you got that exchange where you turn off of it, off 30, goes down there past Toledo Heights.
Yeah, they
I
got
know,
that.
you're
You're
talking
talking
about
about from the east side, aren't you?
going from the east side,
I'm
going
just-
west.
I'm just talking about the little the freaking lights there. I apparently they turned from there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right downtown here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you start heading west. And
No through traffic or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't me. I was just something.
You're the
Yeah,
messenger.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger.
that's good.
Karen has a question.
Yeah, I do. What is the status of, before Ragbri, the bridge out by the sale barn? Will that be passable or not passable?
And I'm assuming it will still be closed.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep. They didn't get to it soon enough in the year to really, I mean, if it was a smaller bridge, we might be able to get away with that, but since it's got beams and, piling will, I don't know if
Is that city bridge, isn't it?
no.
No, she's
Talking-
talking
Out
down.
by the sale barn.
Oh, I was
Down by the sale barn.
Oh, down.
Yeah,
there's
that's-
By the flower shop,
I-
by the
That's,
sale barn.
That's city.
That's Tama City.
I know.
But I'm assuming that one's, from what I hear, they're still
It won't
having
be open
discussions about what to do.
What to do with it.
the
Oh my goodness sakes.
historical side of it, so
What a
that's what I've
disaster.
heard. I haven't really asked them specifically, so that's what I've heard.
I have another non-county road question for you. Have you heard anything from the state or even rumors about the status of 21? Is it on schedule or ahead or behind for opening?
I will check into it. That's something I haven't really, I would have.
Because with V18 closed too, it's still kind of iffy getting south from
Yeah.
It's hard to get to you guys or to Belle Plaine, I'll tell you that.
Isn't B18 supposed to open in the middle of the month?
Kurt, technically the detour goes all the way to Keystone. You're
I
supposed to
know.
go that way.
Yeah,
I didn't hear you, Harrison, what did you say?
B18's, I think, supposed to open in the middle of this month.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
I heard rumors that the bike pass is gonna open late July, or late June.
Oh, 21?
Yeah,
I
but
think
I
we're
went
at
by
a
the other
schedule.
day and there's no off ramps or, but they're on the bridge. But,
Okay.
you know,
There's the bridge, I guess,
itself is
I
done.
haven't been on that.
Yeah, I heard, so,
Tim talked to him a while back for ahead schedule.
and, they had all nice weather.
Okay.
Bob?
Yep.
I was just wondering, did you get that ground or ditches seeded there on 310th Street and Ann Avenue? I mentioned that to you like about a month ago.
What was that?
We dug some ditch.
They
Oh.
brought the grade up, like about 8 feet or
Yeah.
something, a little big. It's just straight down, you just got big gullies going down it. And if you don't put some grass, you just spend a bunch of money upgrading the road, it's just gonna be washed away.
Yeah.
Not that I know of, it hasn't
Yeah,
been seeded, but I'm not around a lot either, so I was just wondering if it had gotten done, cause you were gonna.
I know we got our spray guys spraying right now. They're
Well, it's
typically,
gonna be too late to seed it pretty soon.
yeah, so,
They could put rocks there to hold that.
yeah.
The
we
rock
could
is going
do
down,
rock
you're
ditch.
losing your road, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. I'll take a look at it.
Where exactly are you spraying? Where do you spray?
There-
Spray all the different, gravel roads and
Weed patches.
weeds patches. I know they're going after thistles and stuff like that right now, so.
But they're done with shoulders?
I believe so.
I think
Yeah.
we do the highway shoulders too. That takes a part of their year up, part of their spring up.
Well, we were also down a
free to go.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
HR,
I like your, I like your, I like your haircut.
Okay. Let's see, 9:45, we got conservation. We'll go on. Do we wanna go ahead and do conservation, or?
Yeah,
He's
here.
Can, if he's here.
He's here.
So, anyway, I'll keep it quick for you guys, but, what we're, trying to do is, we're trying to transfer, the 2022 money, into our LAD fund, and also part of that will go into our motor vehicle fund. So, with the fiscal year and budget of 2022, we had, well, I'll just read out the number, 208,648, .26 cents. So, so $208,648 and 26 cents. So of that money, we would like 30,000 to be placed into our motor vehicle fund, and then the rest, which is $178,648 and 26 cents, to be put into our land acquisition fund, to basically finish up the lake restoration project, which would include like the playground and concrete work around the playground set. There's a few other things around the beachfront too that we're also working on, and as of now, the contractors are about to pull out, and we're about to open here pretty soon. So I don't know the exact date yet, but we're getting there. I mean, the weather's been cooperating for them, not so much for farmers, but it's been cooperating for them. So, but we just paid out the last largest bill with the DNR, which was part of that cost share program, 75%, 25% us, and then so we just need to replenish that fund to help that out with our up and coming expenses.
So you want, 178,648 in the LAD account?
Correct.
Now you're gonna be able to pull that out and use it for other things, or the
Yeah, it'd be-
land acquisition?
It'd be, yep, it'd be.
Put it in land acquisition, that doesn't just lock it in for that, right?
No, it'd be, yeah, it's, part of the playground set. I mean, things that we still have yet to finalize once the contractors are out, so.
Just as long as you're able to use that money
Yeah.
for other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yep. So,
I don't see a reason we can't do it.
Yeah.
And that was from 2022,
Yes.
from last year, which you normally do, but it got missed. You approved it, but the amount never got
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the amount, so I'll probably be coming in here in a couple weeks for
for this year.
this year's,
Yep, yep.
So,
Okay, so I drew that up as resolution 6-5-2023A. Be it resolved that the Tama County Board of Supervisors approve a transfer of 178,648.26 from the, I'm sorry, I put the motor vehicle first, sorry.
oh, sure.
30,000 from the general fund into the motor vehicle fund, and transferred from the general basic fund to the land acquisition development fund, 178,648.26. This is for leftover funds at the end of fiscal year 22 that were not transferred, transferred is requested by the Tama County Conservation Board.
I will make a motion to do that.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded, we'll have a roll call vote.
Kurt?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye. Resolution passed.
Thank you.